she actually attacked one of Adrienne's good friends with a baseball bat and shot him. They began asking around, was there anyone that Adrienne didn't get along with? So there was a ton of speculation, but not much evidence, which only made things even harder for police. There's 2,500 students at their school, so narrowing it down wouldn't be easy. But no one knows a daughter better than her own mother. She thinks she knows who Adrienne was talking to on the night she died. Problem was, it wasn't just one person. Linda said when the phone rang at around 10:45, Linda asked who Adrienne was speaking to, and Adrienne told her it was an 18-year-old senior named David Graham. Linda was about to tell Adrienne to hang up the phone, that it was past her bedtime, but Adrienne had a concerned look on her face, and she whispered to her mother, he's upset about something. But sometime during that conversation, Linda heard Adrienne switch callers. She was now talking to her new boyfriend, a 19-year-old boy named Tracy Smith. It's not Tracy that Linda is worried about. It's this David name that actually sticks with her. His biggest identifier was that he was the battalion commander of the school's junior ROTC program. But when it came to his connection to Adrienne, things were still a bit unclear. Yeah, they both ran cross country together, but David actually had a very serious girlfriend. Her name was Diane Zamora. They actually got engaged in high school. They even set a date for their wedding. Well, once police hear that Adrienne spoke to him in the hours before her death, they called David in for questioning, but they just aren't convinced that this guy is involved. So they began looking elsewhere, like to another local Mansfield teenager. Now, Tammy already had a really ugly rap sheet for a 14-year-old girl. A year before Adrienne's death, she actually attacked one of Adrienne's good friends with a baseball bat after she heard that this friend had been messing around with Tammy's boyfriend. Then Tammy went to her boyfriend's house and shot him. While his wounds weren't fatal, charges were definitely pressed against Tammy. And guess who testified against her? Adrienne Jessica Jones.
Okay.
Many thought that was enough for her to seek revenge against Adrienne. So the police pull her down to the station, give her a polygraph, she passes, plus she has a really strong alibi, so she's off the list, which brings them to their next suspect. Another name that Adrienne's boyfriend Tracy brought up, Brian McMillan. And I guess even though Brian had dropped out of school, he and Adrienne still saw each other since they worked right near each other. But when they start looking into him, it seems like Brian didn't just have a crush on Adrienne. It was a little bit more of like an obsession. He began visiting her at work constantly to the point where she had to hide and lie when he came around. Hearing this, police decided 17-year-old Brian was a suspect. He's given a polygraph test. He passes with flying colors. So with zero evidence, police release Brian, which means they're back to square one. And that's where the case sits for months.